Hello, I am Cailin Butler, and today I'm going to be talking to you about photography culture and my privileges in it and the things that I don't necessarily have in it, for privileges wise. Um, so, just to start off, I was extremely lucky to be able to get my first camera handed to me. That's something that is rare. A lot of people end up having to go about their own way with it. My parents gave it to me when I started to look into the hobby of doing it and was using my phone and my point and shoot way too much. They wanted to help me and give me that support, which I'm extremely thankful for. Within 6 months of getting that camera, I have the privilege of working with really experienced photographers with event photography that I got because of the dance culture I was involved with. I was able to practice with them. They gave me pointers that you can only know from experience, and it's not something you're going to learn in your photography class. You're going to learn about aperture, ISO, shutter speeds, all of that good stuff, but these guys were telling me things that you can do with them that you won't know unless you practice a lot. And I got to learn that from them. And that got my foot in the door for even more things. And I was lucky enough to have the privilege to work with models and get the experience of working one-on-one with someone instead of just sitting in a field trying to get a nice sunset photo by yourself. That's all in your head about placement and where you're going to go. But when you're working with another person, you have to vocalize what you want them to do, as well as where you're going and how they need to follow you. And that can be really hard for people, and I know at first it was for me, but I got to experience that due to the privilege of knowing these photographers. So really, knowing them was a privilege because they helped me so much with where I wanted to go and giving me the experience for future things in my photography career and within the culture. I now know them, and if I have questions, I can call them up. If I'm like, hey, do you know anyone who needs photos? They can help me out. Without that, I would have a lot more trouble probably finding jobs due to how many photographers are out there. And I am very, very lucky to be able to have experienced that. To move on to the areas that I am not privileged in, it's really just one. And within that one is the fact that when you go in to meet with someone who's possibly going to be a client and you're going to do photos for them, you get judged. And something that I got judged on, and I still get judged on, is the fact that I now don't have the best equipment in the world. I have decent equipment, I have good equipment, and I'm extremely thankful and privileged for it. But there's people out there who have better equipment, who they don't have to work hard for it. And I know I said I got my first camera handed to me, but since then, due to a lot of things in my life, I have to work really hard and save really well to be able to get more equipment. And to show up with the equipment I have, it's not bad equipment. It works, and I know what to do with it to make their photos look amazing. But they don't know that. They might even look at your portfolio or my portfolio and be like, it's good. But what we're looking at, we're questioning how you got this. And whether or not they want to give you the respect and give you that chance, they're not going to give it to you because they look at your camera and your 2 lenses and your flash and go, well, that just doesn't seem like that's high quality enough for what we want. And the next guy who his parents bought all of his equipment when he was 18 years old, and he has like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment, he's going to get that job. Not just because of his portfolio, but because he doesn't have to try as hard. Because he can walk in and just give him the list of the kind of stuff he has to work with, And they'll think that's exactly what they need because it's big names, it's heavy duty stuff. And through that, not having the equipment, not having the privilege to be able to have the chances to get that equipment anymore, for me personally, I learned that I have to work twice as hard to get my name out there, to get my work out there and have it respected by people who could be clients or could be bosses of mine in the future. They look at my portfolio, love it, they see my equipment and question it. And I have to really try and really show them that I know what I'm doing. I even learned how to improvise certain things with lighting just to make my photos look like I'm using that better equipment. Those people who have the best equipment in the world, they might have once been able to do that or not. They won't know right off the bat, oh, my flash, it's not working. I'm going to fix it by doing this with the light. They won't always know that, especially people who just jump in with all the equipment. They won't know. So I definitely think in the end, me not having that privilege gave me a lot of strength in working hard with my work instead of just feeling like I had everything handed over to me. And I'm really happy about it. That is my privileges and not privilege within the photography culture. Thank you.